It's alive!
This week, the monster goes mad. Scientist, that is.
It's the mad scientist house!
And this week, the house gets a loaner from Monster Garage.
You know, I've been on Monster Garage 3 times. This is the first time anybody from Monster Garage has crossed over.
I've never seen a team this far behind.
I look around and it's still not done. What's happening?
There can't be some steel!
I think the prospects are grim.
Against all odds, we have to make it.
You see him? Talk the talk, walk the walk.
Put on your lab coats, break out the test tube. It's Mad Scientist Monster House.
Our house was plain and simple. It was safe and normal. It was nice and sweet, but we all agreed we could use a change. And then something happened that was very strange, 'cause a van showed up, all our stuff went flying, and my mom was crying till the job was done. Now it's a monster house. It's a monster house. It's a monster house, and we all just love it. It's a monster house.
Meet Jonathan Riley, mild-mannered scientist by day, hardy animal by night.
I tend to be into the whole science fiction, TV, movies, books, and there's always a mad scientist who knows they cause no end of problems. And I kind of tie that into my profession. I work as a biochemist and engineer. My roommates?
We're the roommates.
They're actually new. They just moved in about a month and a half ago. One thing I've believed, if you work hard, you get to play hard, and I do that by throwing parties. We have theme parties, we have costume parties. There's never just a party.
But can Jonathan and his roommates keep the party going in the Coachman for 5 days while Steve experiments with their house?
Yay!
To breathe life into this monster, Steve brainstorms with designer James Mraz. James teaches design at the Art Center in Pasadena, California, and is a former monster builder.
All right, James, here we are. The mad scientist house. This guy likes to throw parties. So as crazy and as obnoxious and insane as we can possibly get, that's what I'm looking for in this place. And so I think we should start in this room and work our way back to the living room and make this the focus of the build.
That sounds cool, like the whole experimental laboratory.
Yeah, you know, it'd be great. We have to do a bar. We have to build this guy just as a bitchin' bar in here. And this is the perfect place to put a bar. You mentioned a laboratory, that's awesome.
Yeah, totally got like the Pyrex going
yeah.
and the alcohol coming through over the top. And
that's great.
Have sort of a bar that's maybe like a gurney.
The bartender's like the doctor, he's the mixologist.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's the mad scientist. And you know, you're right here by the kitchen, so it's convenient. That's perfect right there. All right, so this is gonna be the bar, the Toxic Tavern right there, that's perfect.
The dining room will get a bubbling beaker bar that can automatically dispense drinks up and over to a laboratory dining table.
I want to move into this room, but we got to separate it. So we'll just put a big sliding door right here. So kind of like your laboratory door. This is your lab.
Sliding metal doors will guard the entrance to the living room.
It'd be kind of cool to think of this as like the inner sanctum.
Let's just take it to another level. Because you're thinking of the mad scientist, you want to see what's in the brain, see how it works. And this could look like you're like in the brain. Do some ribs, different shapes.
And yeah, maybe put some like fabric over it.
Yeah.
To, like light it from behind.
You can just feel like you've stepped into the mind of some crazy man right here.
To simulate the inside of a mad scientist's brain, they'll install ribs and cover them with fabric and fiber optic cable.
So what's going on in this guy's mind, though? We can't just take away his television. We can't just take away the entertainment center. So if we're going to do something in here, we've got to rebuild the entertainment center. Kind of like the control center.
Yeah, sure, give him the control panel, sort of Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing going on.
The TV cabinets will be converted into a crazed control center, and the existing fireplace will be clad in matching metal.
You know what I want to do? Old Sparky.
What's that?
An electric chair.
Oh, that's cool.
Right dead center. The only place to sit is the electric chair.
And for our scientists to sit, an electric chair rigged with remote controls.
Awesome, thank you.
It's Monday.
And this week's build team comes straight from the asylum. Ian Roussel, metal fabricator. Steve Tombstone Sturl, horror effects specialist. Melinda Batchelor, prop maker. Eric Cantrell, lighting designer. Jeffrey Luther, general contractor. But can this cracked quintet pull off their mission in just 5 days? If they do, they'll each receive a tool package from Makita Aesop, and Stanley worth over 4 large.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Excellent.
I need these keys. Thank you very much. Enjoy the RV, and we're getting to work.
Excellent.
You guys want to back up, give me a little room? All right, I think we're in, guys. Okay, guys, we're going to start in this room right here. Our toxic tavern. A lot of tubes and test tubes. You can be over here pressing the button to make whatever drink you want to make, and it's being made right over here on the table. Moving on. This is going to be metal sliding doors. Going to slide all the way to cover up this wall. And then that's going to take us into our inner sanctum. We've got an electric chair. That'll go dead center. That electric chair will control our new control center that'll go in place of the entertainment center. His existing television will fit in there. The inner sanctum is also the inner workings of this mad scientist's brain. We're gonna build ribs through here to give this room some shape, use some fabric, and we're gonna clad that fireplace in metal. And one more thing I gotta show you guys. 4 days, 15 hours, that's a change. So I suggest that we get to work, knock this thing out.
Out front, a delivery from Industrial Metal Supply arrives, and some wood. Metal Madman Ian gets right to work building the toxic bar.
I do have a metal shop. I'm an artist. I build all kinds of really nice hot rod cars, furniture.
The bar requires 2 tables to be fabricated from stainless steel.
It's my aim to have both tables finished before I go home. The frames, the boxes.
But welding the entirely stainless steel bar will be a slow and complicated process.
It's always moving. The metal, that's the challenge. You weld it on this side and it leans over, then it leans back, so it's a dance, especially with stainless.
Tombstone has volunteered to be Ian's assistant.
Well, I'm going to get the cuts going for Ian right now and keep him so he just doesn't have to stop. I'd rather just keep him welding. I like guys like that. They're almost menacing looking, but they're quiet and they're very focused. And I told him, I said, you know, I got a touch of ADD, so you see me wander off a little bit, you know, just tap me on the shoulder, let's get back to work. I specialize in horror props. And then pretty much George Barris, who built the Monster Coach and the Batmobile, I work for him as well, and he pretty much started calling me Tombstone. I've been on Monster Garage 3 times. This is the first time anybody from Monster Garage has crossed over.
One of the Monster Garage episodes that Tombstone was on, it was the Hearst show that failed.
And Tombstone may have been the reason.
Who's watching Tombstone?
It's Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster. What are you doing, Butch?
Someone needs to watch him all the time. I'm working. I'm working.
So I would like to have known that before we brought him on this show, but we'll see how it plays out.
General contractor Jeff starts his day off by putting himself in charge.
Here's what we're doing. So why don't you draw up a 6-foot wide fan zone? Where's the switch for that? I don't think you can use that cold solid state. Let's get rid of this soon. We need the countertop for the front and the back of the bar cut and bent. I've always stepped right into a leadership role. Some people that pisses off, some people it doesn't. Some people don't want to lead, some people do. Because my specialty is kind of a little bit of everything, so I've always kind of been the supervisor.
Monster decorator Jerry Schwartz checks herself into the ward.
Where's Steve? Steve?
I am right over here.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is what we're calling the Toxic Tavern. That's going to be the bar, and it is the party room. You know, it's got some cool places to sit.
I took a peek at some of his furniture and I can't use anything.
Then get rid of it.
So they need some seating, so I'm gonna find some seating for this room and some bar stools and some really cool things.
The crazier, the better.
Jerry can't resist examining the patients.
Hey, Ian. What are you doing?
We're digging stainless steel tables.
Ooh, for our bar?
Yes.
Are these yours?
Yes.
Hi, Vera.
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Can I flirt with you?
Yes.
Do you remember my name? Jerry. Don't Don't forget it. Hi, Tombstone. Are you married? I can flirt with you too. I can flirt with you too. Is that okay with you?
He's the guy.
What are you doing? Cutting?
Yeah.
Is that a miter saw?
Yeah, but I'm actually gonna cutting it out there. This will cut steel.
Does it get hot when you cut it?
It can.
Are you gonna
If you
let
stand
me
closer
do
to
it?
me, it probably will.
Are you gonna show me how to do it?
Sure, I will.
Am I bugging you?
No, I like it. I actually enjoy it.
I think I'm gonna flirt with him for the whole shoot. I think it'll be fun. He's so nice. He's so sweet. I haven't even built things, so it's pretty awesome.
To power the inner sanctum, Eric has to move an outlet and add a switch. But first, he has to figure out what's hot and what's not.
We have to figure out which breaker on the outside of the building is supplying the power for this wall. And there's no easy way to do that. We have to create sort of a fire brigade of people yelling in order to get this to work. Okay, who's gonna yell at me?
I'll holler to her, and she will holler to you.
Great. That's it, right there, that's it. I think I heard him. Was that it?
Did you hear me?
I think everyone did.
I'll show you who's mad!
Good.
Under Jeff's microscope, Melinda removes molding to prep for the ribs.
Melinda, you can see she's up on a ladder with a hammer and gloves on, so she's not bashful, and I really like that.
Darkness descends, and our crew's momentum gets an unwelcome wetdown. As if the rain wasn't enough, Ian discovers a problem with one of his tables.
So what we have here is we're a little out of square. These cross braces are what keeps it square. So what we're going to attempt to do is redeem ourselves.
Pushing it this way.
By pushing it a little.
He uses a half-inch steel rod to reinforce the frame.
What we did was we put this guy in here a little bit too long, and it pushed the whole square like it should be. Square. It was this way.
How's that look? Look, I'm against the weld, and we're in uniform all the way up, dude.
I'll take it.
Basically, where we are is we've got all the demo done. We've got a lot of the planning done. Hopefully, we don't start to overplan like we sometimes do, because starting tomorrow, we need to see as much progress in that room with all the woodwork as we have out there with the metalwork.
But our other supervisor isn't so concerned.
There's not a whole lot more in here we can do tonight. I think that once you finish welding these two things, you might want to call it a night, because you don't want to go too late the first night. You're right.
Got a hot date?
No. I just don't want to burn myself out day one.
The Inner Sanctum crew takes Jeff's advice.
Be careful in the water.
But our toxic duo decides to stick it out.
Yeah, I don't feel like if we left with them, we would be all good. I need to have more time.
While Ian makes sparks, Tombstone lets off steam. True to his word, Ian finishes the frames for the tables.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
And we all just love it. It's a monster house.
It's Tuesday.
Steve checks in with our homeowner scientist, Jonathan, to see what theories he has brewing.
So I'm not really expecting to make you nervous or scare you at all, because you really just don't seem to care what we do.
Well, I care, but it's not like Robin Leach is coming and doing my house. It's not some old fat guy redoing my house. And it's
Right.
not, Oprah isn't doing my house. It's you guys.
It's gonna be one of a kind, I guarantee it.
Aren't they all? But
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of the stuff going in, and I've seen a little bit of the stuff coming out, and I have to say, pretty excited.
Inside, our self-appointed commander-in-chief lays out his battle plan.
I got two other guys working on metal, one on power, and I get to do the wood.
Having finished the table frames last night, Ian and his nutty sidekick begin work on the inner sanctum doors.
I would put it in his house, or I put it in my house.
Definitely, no doubt.
No,
People are going to walk in and look right at this thing.
Inside, Eric learns that the city electrical inspector will be by tomorrow.
The inspector's here tomorrow at noon, and he's gonna check all the rough electrical.
He's nowhere near done in the inner sanctum, and he still needs to install an outlet and a switch for the toxic bar. Turns out that for this theater lighting designer, house wiring is weird science.
Just went down my shirt. I don't normally do a lot of house wiring. The majority of my job is turning on lights and making them pretty colors. I'm putting in a switched outlet so that we can switch on and off the bubbling mechanism for the back bar.
So,
I just opened up the wall and I didn't need to.
well, I was going to say, with the yellow and all the holes, there's like a big slice of Swiss cheese. What happened?
The color coding is all off, and
Right.
so I mistook this for another yellow instead of the white neutral.
Today, Melinda cuts sheets of 1 1/4 inch birch plywood to make ribs for the inner sanctum.
So these are the ribs that we're cutting out, and they'll be mounted to the wall and having drapes between each rib with lighting and things. So this is what I'm working on now, is cutting out those unusual shapes, freehand.
Melinda has been a Hollywood prop maker for over 15 years.
I build all sorts of props, from sets to framing to painting to sculpting, so I wear all kinds of hats. I got the first rib cut out. It looks pretty good. So I'm gonna cut out the inside of it so it's not quite so heavy.
But Jeff continues to keep a close eye on her.
Jeff is pretty much kind of taken over, like supervising it.
This is your cutout, right?
You want to leave those things in there. Okay. So when I'm about to use a tool, he likes to come over, make sure I know what I'm doing. Maybe by Friday I'll be telling him a few things, but right now I'm keeping my cool. All right, I just finished the first rib, and I'm gonna set it in place and see how it looks. That should work good. One for the other side and one in the middle, and 14 more to go.
Frustrated that Jeff's carpentry skills have yet to make an appearance, Steve gives him an assignment.
I have a project for you that I want you to focus on for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Build the front door.
Okay.
There you go.
And when we bashed our sledgehammers through here coming in the house, we ripped the jam all out. So now I'm going to replace that.
After a day and a half of playing Igor, Tombstone finally gets his own monster to make.
Well, this is the first piece of the electric chair.
Tombstone cuts and chisels a mortise into each of the 4x6s.
I'll be done with it today. If I don't, send me home.
But Mother Nature is conducting her own experiment as rain plagues the team for a second day in a row. Feeling separation anxiety, Jeff goes back to supervising Melinda.
And a shorty.
In spite of his help, she manages to make progress.
4.5. 3.5 more to go.
By early evening, the rain has taken its toll. Tombstone's electric chair is still in pieces.
Rain's killing me.
Not good to weld in the rain. Sloppy, slows everything down, colder.
I'm behind by about 3-4 hours.
With time slipping away, frantic Eric is about ready to overload.
I have to get this done. I have to get an inspection tomorrow so I can close up the walls, and it has to happen.
You seem like you're super, super stressed.
I am a little stressed.
Okay. Let me know if you start getting bogged down. Let me know if you start getting freaked or anything.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Cool, man, because you're doing all right. I'm your biggest fan this week. I'm your biggest fan. I want you to pull this off.
Hey, I want to pull it off too.
Yeah.
It's past 7 before Jeff gets back to his door.
That fits pretty darn nice.
And so far, it only took 10.5 hours. You're doing good. Doing good. So it's Tuesday night. All the builders have left, and in my opinion, they left a little bit early. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and here's what needs to be done. Everything. The bar, finishing the door, cladding the fireplace, doing the control center, which is going to be a nightmare, doing the ribs, doing the cloth, the fiber optics, and all the electrical. I don't know if these guys have a chance in hell of getting this done, but we'll just cross our fingers and see what happens.
It's Wednesday.
Today, Tombstone borrowed his boss's hearse.
It's basically our shop truck.
3 hours. All right.
With less than 3 hours to inspection, Eric is trying his best not to blow a fuse.
All right, gotta run some power from here to a couple of boxes that's going to power our cross light on the beaker system, the bubbling beaker system.
Jeff gets back to supervising Melinda. Right away, he notices a problem mounting the ribs to the wall. The studs on one side of the room don't line up with the studs on the other.
This room's not square, so every one of the centerpieces has to be custom cut.
Out front, Tombstone is still working on the electric chair he said he'd have done yesterday.
Oh, I'll be done with it today. To get the chair all whacked out, looking nice and smooth. Then I'm gonna take a chisel, and I'm gonna chisel in fingernails, and I'm gonna go over it.
Having finished the toxic bar tables, Ian brings them in for a test fitting.
I want to see what it's going to look like when it's in place.
And of course, Jeff is happy to supervise. The design calls for installing a Wonder Bar, a liquor dispensing system that can mix, measure, and pour drinks at the touch of a button. But there's a problem. It won't fit.
Right now, the top of the frame is like right where that nut is.
I can trim the bottom of the legs, cut those off as much as we can get away with, and open a hole in the bottom of this guy so it just kind of sinks.
Ian performed surgery on the table and a nip and tuck on the Wonder Bar. At high noon, Eric connects the last wire just as the city inspector walks through the door.
This box here, this box is going to have to be changed out for us, otherwise you won't be able to push this back in. Okay. That's a simple thing. And either you have to use metal boxes like over there or change this to Romex.
Okay.
And what else where are we going?
What else do we have? We moved some outlets in here, rewired this switch.
Okay.
I took this off the switch down here.
Okay.
It was a ceiling fan, so I put an Edison plug on it.
Okay.
And now I just wire screwed I just took the switch out and screwed it together like that.
So looks good.
Everything's fine. All he has to do is change this, replace this with Romex, give us a bigger box right there. We're all set. So the guy actually pulled it off.
The inspection went over a lot better than I had planned, so I have a good reason to be in a good mood.
But Melinda is not so happy.
Starting to get a little concerned.
Since Jeff abandoned her, she's been struggling to get the ribs up by herself.
The wood's so heavy, and it's just really hard for me to get up on the ladder and try to balance these beams and balance everything. Because the fabric I pretty much can do by myself. It's just got to get this up to get the fabric, because that'll be time consuming.
Concerned, Steve calls a meeting.
All right, we're gonna have a quick meeting in here in the green room. Honestly, on Wednesday morning, I've never seen a team this far behind. And that's my honest opinion.
I think the biggest job in this whole house is these ribs.
Right.
So I'm gonna work with her on the ribs.
Jeff takes the lead.
How are you doing with power?
But no one seems to be following.
And I talked with Eric and power. What were we doing with power? Why did I just say that? He distracted me by picking his nose.
Here?
Yeah.
So Steve decides it's time to steer the team in a new direction.
And here you are with 2.5 days left. And the formula's not working. Instead of floating around from place to place, because your intentions are good, I understand that, I'll float around. It can be done. You got what it takes to get it done. But I'm telling you right now, you're up to right here.
The team gets back to work. But Tombstone's offer to help Melinda is cut short when his boss calls and wants the hearse back now. So Metalman Ian goes to her aid.
I never even used a stapler before, an air stapler.
Outside, our fallen general gets to work on the control center.
I tried to lead things, and Steve shot me down kind of hard. So I figured, I'll just build a cabinet. A real cranky old carpenter taught me this. The front edge of the saw and the back edge of the saw are represented by these two lines. I line this line up with this line here. Now I've got a nice, perfectly straight cut. You can't do that with a handsaw.
Decorator Jerry visits the local mad scientist's emporium to do some shopping.
Hi, I'm Jerry. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me come today. I know that I absolutely want one of those. It's unreal, all of the stuff that we have. I love this one. Who would have ever thought that you could do this with glass and electricity and gas? This is what I imagine mad scientists to be.
Well, I decided since these guys are busting their butts for me, and lady, are busting their butts for me, that the very least I could do was try and cook something for them. I got me some bratwursts and knockwursts. They're so tender, they're exploding.
All right.
We're gonna have some food for you.
Hi.
I heard brats.
Here you go.
Jonathan's friends heat things up with some fireworks.
It's always nice when the homeowners make us a little grub, you know, feed the crew, put everybody in a good mood. And then if we decide we want to do something really bad to the house, we remember that and we change our mind, hopefully.
4 hours later, Tombstone is back, and he gets right to work.
Put these all on the wall, bro. You got all kinds of time on your hands. Yeah. Where is Long Beach? Where the is that place?
By 9, Melinda's ribs are up, but Steve notices that something's wrong. The nailer strips they've used to attach the ribs to the walls are not evenly spaced or securely anchored.
The main thing that I saw was the fact that we're off about 8 inches in certain places. We want to even all these legs out, the bottoms. We got all of our edges routed. Everything's nice and clean, nice and smooth. Clean it up, straighten it up, secure it up, smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Unable to come up with a simple solution, the exhausted team decides to put off the problem until tomorrow.
We were just trying to get it up quick and get it done.
The prognosis does not look good.
I think the prospects are grim. Yes.
We're a little bit screwed, I think. I don't think we're gonna get it done.
Where we are today at the end of Wednesday is in a really dark and bad place.
Thursday! It's day 4. To fix Steve's problem with the inner sanctum, the team decides to perform a ribectomy, ripping them all out and starting over.
Hey, we have to pull down the ribs in that room and reposition them.
As the team tears down 2 days worth of work, tensions run high.
Well, apparently Melinda thinks that she's working harder than me. You know, I'd like to find out what's going on.
Mr. Tombstone. Want to chat?
Sure. She wants to talk about it. But you made a statement saying that you are working harder than me, okay? Now, that's like kindergarten.
Okay, let's
I'm not
work
here.
and not talk.
I'm not the court
on the
jester.
phone, not take your car during, you know, it was just different things building up, and we just need you to really
let's
work.
reiterate on that, okay?
We just
okay,
need
I
you to
brought the
work.
car here as a favor, but my boss, Barris, let me do, okay? I thought it would enhance the show, a little eye candy, okay?
How you feel then? We just work, that's all. I just want to get it done and win.
I'm a selfless guy who does real nice things, okay? And I don't
Okay.
need to have it put in my face.
If we keep fighting, this isn't gonna get done.
I'm just saying, you know, I mean, we do this on day 2 on the garage. I don't need
Yeah.
to do it on day 4 here.
We're not Monster Garage, we're Monster
Well,
House.
I know that. I'm saying we're not Monster Garage. I don't need that tension that we have at the garage.
But the thing is we have to work together.
Right. Well, I can't work
And we
together when I got
can't-
somebody saying she's working harder than me. I can point out all the things that I did and all the things that she did.
Right.
Okay? You know,
La,
she wants to be a
la,
smart ass over
Okay.
there going, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
Well, if you want my help,
I
you'll be
will
nice to me.
while I work, that's
Okay?
all.
I'll go outside and work on my
Trying to-
chair, and this will be your deal.
Okay.
We need to help her.
The chair that
We
took
need to
work
help her. I wish
Well,
I could come in and help
well,
her,
then tell
but
her.
nobody else can
then
make
what I'm
those
saying,
cuts.
if you want me to help her, then tell her to stop her neck talking.
I'm trying to.
Don't talk out of the side of your neck.
Yes,
If you have something
sir.
to say directly to my face, not when I'm outside getting a piece of wood.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll say it to your face.
All right?
Got it.
Is everyone better now?
I'm better.
Please?
I'm better.
We got it all off our chests, right?
I don't like being this guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm a quiet, pacifist, mellow guy with tattoos.
I kind of believe that most of the guys on Monster Garage, including Jesse, are pretty much Neanderthals.
We'll see who talks the talk and walks the walk.
The fighting fades, the ribs come down, and the team soldiers on.
It needs to be done right, so you take it down and do it right.
Cut out the cancer and we'll start fresh.
They've decided to completely gut the place and start over on Thursday. I think potentially that could be a huge mistake and could put them way too far behind.
It's the most depressing thing I've seen all day, or all week, in fact. When we walked in this morning, that room was full of ribs, and now there ain't shit in there.
It's my fault. I'm the general contractor guy here. I'm the one who's supposed to get the job done.
But this wounded team is not dead yet.
What we're doing here is adding BX conduit, flexible conduit, to the back of the electric chair. This is gonna have power cords that run to power the smart home remote units.
Out front, Tombstone is holding up his end of the bill.
I need to get back to work. I just wanted to find out about the tow truck and make sure everything was cool with the car.
Then he and Ian finish off Jeff's front door with a layer of sheet metal.
Basically, we're just gonna take the door off. He's gonna trim about 1 inch off the bottom, and then I'm gonna skin the back while I'm waiting to help them. Perfect. Just skin the door with sheet metal for the inside. Just skin the door with the sheet metal for the inside, facing inside the house. So I'm gonna liquid nail it down and then screw it down with screws, put it back up, and that's one thing that's out of the way. You get the pins? Where's the third pin?
It's like we're damn door hangers or something. What is that thing?
I'd say that looks pretty good.
My next step on the cabinets inside is I have to cut 2 perfect circles in the top. On the top of the cabinet, there are 2 portholes that have these really cool plasma displays in them, and I need to cut an exact hole for them to fit. What I'll do is, after I fit my router bit in here, I'll measure from this side of the bit out 8 inches and make a hole. That'll be my pivot hole, so that then when I put my pivot there, it'll just swing around. It cuts a perfect round hole. Okay, here we go.
Melinda and Ian spend most of the day reattaching the ribs. By sundown, the rehung ribs are up.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling like a deja vu. Doing something again. It's for the good. It looks much better.
Jeff has got the control center roughed out and brings it inside for a fitting.
This is where the TV goes.
With the ribs done, Ian gets back to his toxic bar. He still needs to come up with a way to raise and lower the drink dispenser.
We got a lot of work ahead of us.
Out back, Tombstone helps Jeff skin the control center with sheet metal. But once again, his attention starts to wander.
Tombstone! It's got to get done. Come on, man. I don't want to stay all night.
You know what?
I want to
I
go
stay
home.
longer than you every
Don't,
time,
man.
dude.
Yeah, but you stand around and talk all the time.
Listen.
That.
Quit talking.
Why do you need
Quit
to watch
talking.
me market?
Because you know what? When you're done, I'm gonna run through it, dude. Just mark the. Quit talking.
Okay, sit down, have a smoke.
Man.
Done, you can do it. Wow. I just want you to hang out.
All right.
That's all I want.
All right.
Monster House Bird Audition, take 1.
Okay, I'm drinking, I'm happy. I'm happy, right? The bird's happy, right? What's my motivation? I'm sorry, can I do it again?
Oi, we'll call your agent. Next.
It's Friday.
Day 5 picks right up where Day 4 left off.
Dude, I'm way behind, man.
Okay,
I need
well,
that
you know
other
what?
one.
You cut the pattern wrong.
You're right. I f***ed it up, okay?
So don't ride my.
I'm not riding you. You're in there talking to the guy about the electronics. Please,
I'm
dude.
asking Eric.
I am so far behind, man.
You know.
I'm so far behind. I'm asking you to help me. I need that. You're right.
But what I'm saying is I feel like you're harassing me when you ask me for help.
But you're in there talking.
Listen.
I need you to cut it for me. I'll cut it, but I don't have the time. I'm trying to tell you how important it is to me that we finish this build, and you're in there talking. What's happening? You're standing around talking.
Check this out, dude.
You're standing around talking.
Yeah, because you know
You're
what,
talking
dude?
about Monster Garage and this and that. Cut me some steel!
What, you two just stop yelling at each other. We got something to work on.
I'm yelling while I'm working.
Okay, you know what?
I'm yelling while I'm working.
Stop yelling. Just work. Just leave each other alone, okay?
I want that welder to finish my airplane.
I said leave each other alone!
I love you!
With less than 15 hours left, this monster is in critical condition. The team hasn't finished a single project, and time is running out.
We're on a sinking ship. I've got my bucket in hand. I'm bailing.
A ship without a leader is a ship about to sink.
In the toxic bar, Ian still needs to install a winch and pulleys to raise and lower the drink dispenser.
All right, what's the time frame until we get this thing going?
It's happening right now.
Okay, good. We got
5 minutes.
to start working on those pulleys, man.
This is the pulley device that's going to raise it up. This is the wheel that's going to turn it. So we're just attaching the wheel to the threaded portion, which will be super strong.
While Tombstone attaches the winch, Ian tries to figure out how to mount the pulleys to the ceiling.
Hey, now we got to mark these suckers.
So your side's going.
Okay, lower these guys a little bit. There it is.
I'll show you who's mad!
It's done!
By early afternoon, Mutt and Jeff have somehow managed to finish cladding the control center.
Start to put it together.
Okay, that's it, right there.
With his control center done, Jeff helps Melinda hang 30 yards of stretched lycra for the inner sanctum ceiling.
We're going to start at this end and work this way using upholstery technique.
You put this tape down on it, like this, and we'll staple that into the rib, and then once we do, we then pull across. Be a nice seam like that.
With less than 8 hours left, even Melinda is losing hope.
Because it's going to take a lot of time, and I'm getting a little nervous about it, so.
A team arrives to install a smart home system that will allow the homeowner to control the lights, TV, stereo, and 3 surveillance cameras from the comfort of his electric chair. Sign Methods arrives with a neon light for the Toxic Tavern. Now all they need is a Toxic Tavern.
These interactive plasma plates that we have in the entertainment center respond to sound, also to touch.
We're ready to set this frame up into the ceiling.
To secure the drink dispenser, Ian has decided to build a larger frame that extends over both tables.
I'm pretty sure it's laid out properly. We don't know until we try it, though.
Which is good. And where do we go?
All the way up.
They screw it into the ceiling joists.
You rock, man. You rock.
Then top it off with a sheet of cosmetic steel. But they still need to get the insanely complicated drink dispenser rigged and pouring shots by midnight. With less than 6 hours left, Jeff and Melinda are barely halfway done hanging fabric. Tombstone and Eric add metal to the fireplace. Ian is struggling to get the drink dispenser frame to go up and down smoothly.
Problem is I can't figure out how to make it self-level.
You get it to a point where it's level, and then you'll clamp these, cut them, and you'll put a single.
I have a single set up here, and I had to join 4 to 1 somewhere in this area.
Because once you get it leveled and you cut it and you got it clamped, it's not gonna get a level on it.
Cool.
With the fireplace done, Tombstone moves on to setting up the bubbling beakers behind the toxic bar. But there are complications.
Frustrated because I got to stuff this tube, which is actually too small for the glass, over the glass. I'm soaking them both in soap and water, and it still does not want to go on there, and I'm pushing so hard that I'm snapping the glass, okay? That's what I'm doing right now.
Put that in boiling water and it'll slide right on. You know, I need to owe Jeff a big thanks, too, because if I hadn't figured this out, I was fixing us. You rock, bro. You went right on with it? Yeah.
Although they are still way behind, this team refuses to give up.
Oh, right the bottom one, right down there. There we go. There we go.
It's alive. It's alive.
At just past 9, against all odds, the toxic bar is ready to be brought to life.
I'm going to do the bar inspection, see if we can say it's done or not.
Okay.
And so let's just see if it works. I would like a little whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This toxic bar is done.
Jeff and Ian scramble to finish the doors to the inner sanctum.
Our metal doors are done. Yeah.
Tombstone's electric chair is rigged and ready.
Boys and girls, we can officially call our electric chair done. All right, guys, you got 1 hour left. Last hour. All right, 60 minutes.
But there's still an inner sanctum to finish.
I am bundling some fiber optics that we're gonna sew to the top of this fabric.
Eric's plan is to attach each strand of fiber optic cable to the fabric using a needle and thread.
Double or triple thread your needle. And we need to just kind of random all over the place.
Tombstone gets to work, but quickly runs into trouble with his suturing.
This ain't working, Bill. It ain't working at all.
Like, if I get this far, it's gonna hang down because they're slipping out of my loops. Man, you want to see me explode? I can't do this right now. It's just too much.
Okay, you know what? Tombstone, do this. Do this.
Okay.
With mere minutes left, getting the dozens of cables sewn into place seems impossible. But then Tombstone gets an idea.
I mean, seriously, if we stapled it and went over the staple with a Sharpie, you're not going to see it. It's the same as black thread.
You know what?
What do you say, Steve?
I can see where you're going with that. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes. And here's what we're going to do. We're just going to staple that bad boy up.
I really want these guys to pull this off.
I gotta move the ladder for a second. Hang on.
Crunch time.
Scissors. You're on fire.
Fire.
Step stool.
You got 1 minute left, guys. We got 30 seconds. And guys, that is time. It is midnight. You all understood the challenge when you came in. So that was, none of this is a secret. But the fiber optics all look good. That's a great pattern. And so what we're down to is just the way the fabric hangs. I know you guys busted your butts on those all day long. I know you guys have just worked as hard as you can, and I appreciate it. But the bottom line is, our decorators will come in here and take care of all of this for you, which makes this a complete build. Yeah! Give yourselves big hands, group hug, guys.
Hell yeah.
Okay, guys, first of all, I just want to say thank you for working your butts off this week. I know you guys are tired. I know that you were wondering why you were here. I heard you say all this for some tools. And you know what? It's a lot more than that. But you're right, you do get some tools. And here's what they are. From Makita, you get a compound miter saw, an 18-volt cordless combo kit, and a top-handle jigsaw. From ESOB, the plasma cutter and the cutting and welding outfit. And from Stanley, a 151-piece builder's kit and Songs from the House from Dan McKenzie, Monster House CD. There you go, guys. Congratulations. Thank you. It was my pleasure.
But before Jonathan can move into his lab, Jerry and her crew must perform some cosmetic surgery.
I just have an hour from the reveal. I have a lot of stuff to do. I don't even know how many houses I've done by now, but this one is so challenging for me, so I really had to search myself creatively. I wanted to go to such extremes, not just like plain, ordinary, you know, science kind of oriented. So I wanted a little bit of everything. I made monster brains.
To give the guests a place to sit, she's got giant expanding brain cells, courtesy of Lovesac.
Isn't he so cute? Hi, welcome to Monster House.
I think this might be the nuttiest, most twisted one we've done to date in 23 episodes.
And
So,
you've probably done it for the nuttiest homeowner you've got so far.
all right, how you guys doing?
We're good, man.
All right, well, I think it's just about time to get you back in your house.
Let's go.
After a long week in the coachman.
The build team watches on a monitor in the backyard.
Well, let's do it. Come on in and welcome to the Mad Scientist's house.
Oh, my God. Right! Yes! Yes!
So this is the Toxic Tavern.
I love it. It's like work, man. I got these at work. I got this junk at work. I'm so happy.
Have a seat, and I'll make you a drink. So basically, you just lower this part up, spin the wheel, bar comes down.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, this is so awesome.
And it's even
Yes!
better. This is a Wonder Bar system. So basically, you put all your bottles of liquor down there. It's complete. It's automatically set up for you to pour one shot, and how about a little whiskey? All right. And whenever you're finished, you just bring the bar right back up.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Back up.
That's never gonna come back
And
up.
this was made from like just raw material. None of this stuff was bought. This is all just raw metal. So what do you think?
Excellent.
It's
Oh my
excellent. I am
God.
so
Pretty
impressed.
cool?
I'm phenomenal.
And of course, we got some X-rays. Jerry got some X-rays for you.
I don't want to know what's in that guy's colon.
And there's a brain.
Of course, there's a monster brain.
It's a monster brain. Abby Normal.
And this is your new sofa for this room.
Okay,
There you
I gotta
go.
get on this puppy.
So what do you think?
I get used to this, man. This is
I love
great.
I love what you did with the wood paneling on the wall. Make it look
I
like
hated that wood paneling. I like it so much better now. I hated that stuff.
All right, we've got one more thing to show you though. We're not done. The mad scientist has to have a place to do all this evil work, and there's where we are. Come on in.
Oh my God.
We're calling this the inner sanctum.
Oh my God, this is so awesome.
This is not a beanbag. This is a love sack. Have a seat. That's great. Those things are so comfortable.
Oh my God, this is awesome. This is
We
fantastic.
fixed your fireplace because it was kind of. It needed some
screamed
help.
1979.
Yeah, it needed
Yeah,
some
dude.
help, so we reclad the fireplace. All right, so have a seat right here. This is your control center and your electric chair.
Okay.
Basically, Smart Home got you all wired up here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get the line, gets everything going. Basically, these controls control everything throughout the house. So when you're in this room, you've got the party going on. This controls everything. You've got a camera on the hot tub, camera out front, camera in that room.
Excellent. Wow. That's so awesome.
All the fiber optics and lots of lights up inside here that are pretty cool. This is your control center.
This is awesome.
All right, so what do you think?
I am so, yes! This is awesome!
All right. So how do you feel about it? What do you think about it?
I feel really good.
Right here on the TV screen, you got 5 guys who just worked their butts off this week, and there they are. Actually, 4 guys, and Melinda and these guys worked their tails off to pull this off. And we really didn't think they were going to make it. Come on in. Good job, guys. Good job. Give these guys some hugs.
Oh, this is great.
So what do you think? You're going to keep, you love everything? Is there anything you don't like?
I love everything. This is fantastic.
That's exactly
Great.
what I wanted to hear. Thank you guys very much. And we got some more happy monster homeowners right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my monster house. Come on.
Until next time, when who knows, the monster may be coming to your house.
Everybody calls me crazy. Everyone thinks I'm mad. Well, if genius is crazy, then I am a lunatic, and crazy isn't all that bad. Mad, 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 mad genius. I'm a genius.